Yo, good evening, world. What's happening? Name's Raheem Flowers. And I'm just gonna get straight to it. Marquise is just emanating bitch made energy. Now, I know what it's like to have split ups between parents. Something that I was faced with when I was 14 years old back in the tail end of 2006. I've spoken about it in my Confession of a Black Man videos. And I know what it's like to be resentful of your father. So I'm not on the outside looking in. But here's a fundamental difference between a brother like me and a cat like Marquise. I'm not out here trying to vilify and throw my dad under the bus because our relationship isn't strong and what it should be as a young black man coming up in the world. But I ain't so young anymore since I'm 30. But the point I'm trying to make is what I've gathered from Marquise, it's not about the money. He wants to develop a bond with his father. He wants to reestablish that father-son relationship, but he burned that bridge, and he burned it the moment he took a picture with Kenneth Supreme's son, the man who was responsible for your pops getting popped 9 times, and allegedly your grandma as well, 50's mother. You took a picture with Kenneth Supreme's son. You took a picture with Slow Bucks. You were looking to be Rick Ross's intern at a point in time. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree because you're doing things equivocally as petty as Curtis, your dad. Now, 50 being 50 Cent is trolling him, making short videos of him taking a bubble bath and saying how he's 25 years old and he's a grown-ass man asking for money, which I will admit I laughed my behind off. And then you have Marquise speaking to people. I don't know if it was Instagram Live, Facebook Live. He was on a live, right? And he was talking about how it's not about the money. You're just trying to work something out. But you did something that was irreversible. See, I think that they could have mended their relationship. They could have patched things up. They could have reconciled prior to that picture with Kenneth Supreme's son. That is what sealed it for 50. In his mind, Marquise was dead to him. Someone could whoop that dude's ass in the streets, and 50 just gonna act like shit ain't happening. Marquise is a grown ass man now. They ain't got shit to do with me. That would probably be his response if he saw you getting stomped out. 50 is sociopathic enough to have that thought process. I would not underestimate anything Curtis Jackson would or wouldn't do in those instances. But I think we're glossing over a very vital thing. And let me tell you what that is. Both Curtis Jackson and Marquise Jackson are talking past each other. Although it's understandable when you put things in perspective and context, historical context, but it's obvious that they're talking past each other. See, old me would have just went in on Marquise and said, see man, you let your mama poison your head, which she did. Mothers have a very strong influence on their sons. They're our first teachers after all. There's no getting around it. Whether you're a mama's boy or you're not. Frankly, I'm not. I have my own issues with my mother. I said it in my Confession of a Black Man video. So when I look at Marquise, and I look at how he's acting, and then you add on to the fact that your father had the globe in his palms, in his hands, back in the early and mid 2000s. So you add that to the mix, and then things going south after the condominium got burned down because your mama wanted to bring in some dudes that she was fucking, and then 50 caught wind of that, and he wasn't having that. He wasn't going to sit here and be a simp baby daddy, famous rapper, paying for your luxurious lifestyle while you fucking low-level dudes on the side. You messing with low-tier dudes on the side who just offer you nothing but hard, nothing but hard dick. That's all they offer you. And 50, with the amount of hustling that he's done, the amount of work he put in, he literally risks his life to get to where he's at. And you think that he's just gonna go for that shit? What was it, like $250,000? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a hefty price that he paid for that condominium. And he was willing to do like $25K a month. But, you know, a lot of black women, they just don't have any type of restraint when it comes to being disorderly. I gotta say it like that. So, when I look at the situation regarding Marquise and 50 Cent, we know who the equalizer is. It's your mama, Marquise. And you can't even make amendments for your relationship with your father because of your own antics, your own actions that you have to answer for. We all gonna have to answer for something. This is gonna be one that's gonna cost you the rest of your life. 50 may have lost his money, but just like 50 said, in the process of him attaining fame, he didn't know that he was gonna lose his son. I mean, you could say that it was a baby mama, but you know, his fame was ultimately a microcosm of all that, or an extension rather of all that. So I would love to see two black men get together. I mean, I don't have any hatred for my situation, for my father, no resentment, but I'll be honest, I don't fuck with my family like that anymore. I still got love for them, but I'm not out here harboring any form of hate. I don't operate and think like that. I'd rather just move forward for a better future. And I think that's what we all should do. If Marquise can't do that with 50, at the very least, he should just move forward and move better like a man and just do what he has to do. One thing you gotta admire about your father, he's a hustler. As he said in the song called Rider Music, ghetto entrepreneur, connoisseur. If you want the finest things in your life, you gotta hustle. Your pop said that a long time ago. So I think it's really just a matter of them talking past each other. 50's gonna be 50 and display antics, trolling, making fun of him, making references in Power about killing his son, his vicarious son off in Power, and then that being a reference to Marquise, and then making fun of him in his own little short videos and spoofs, and then Marquise getting mad and saying it ain't about the money. They're all just talking past each other, and hopefully they could just get that sit down. And I think it's going to take somebody to surprise 50 and Marquise to be in the same room at the same time. And if 50 gotta throw hands and they gotta catch a fade with each other, I know it sounds crazy because that's his son, but Marquise, if your father wants to do some physical damage to you, it is warranted at this point. So that's what I'd have to say to that. So I'm gonna leave the video off like that. Peace out, one love.